So, should we delay the beginning so everybody has a chance to join? Let me invite everybody. So, today, the main topic is going to be Synastry, and I will take live couples or live examples. That way, we get like real feedback. I don't want to just live. I think it's my fifth live, so fifth live. And yeah, okay. Or maybe should I just copy this and go to my stream, this, add, paste here. Okay, let's begin. This is my fifth live, fifth stream, and today's topic is relationships, business partnerships, and synastry. So this is Vedic synastry, or also known as the moon synastry. Moon synastry. Moon synastry has its own formula. Moon synastry has a formula. It has a system, a technique, which you can follow step by step. So what I need two real cases. And let me see if I can go through my chats and if someone has already submitted their charts for analysis. Let me go to the messenger, and because yesterday when we were discussing this, I think someone had already offered to check their husband's chart, and most most likely I might be using that, but it's really hard to like look for it from so many. Yeah, it is difficult to find past charts from. So let me explain why moon synastry, okay? Why do we um why do we use moon synastry? And okay, send some invitations. Hopefully, it's a different one. Yeah, it is different. So hopefully, a few people can join us today. And make sure chat. Okay. Okay, invitations are sent. So it's gonna be hard to keep track of multiple social media sites that I'm on. So why moon synastry? Why in Vedic astrology other planets are don't have an elaborate technique like the one which is used for moon synastry? Okay, that's an important question. Um, and it's never uh, said that you should not check synastry for other planets. It's never mentioned anywhere. And that means that other planets are also important, but moon is given the highest importance because a marriage is a union of two minds. And if you see how Vedic astrology works and how we do analysis, a beginning point of a lot of calculations is moon. A lot of important calculations are done based off of where the moon is placed. So moon is an extremely important planet in any natal chart. And when you're trying to match two people for any kind of long-term engagement, like long-term commitment, like marriage or business partnership or any kind of long-term partnership, moon becomes extremely important there because if you don't mentally vibe with each other, if you're not mentally compatible with each other, then that relationship may not last as long as you'd wish. Okay? And in that, one of the basics is uh, there are two factors. Like one is the moon sign, and the other is nakshatra. So there are so many nakshatras because there are so many planets, but mainly it's the moon sign and moon's nakshatra. So wherever moon is placed in the zodiac system and wherever the moon is placed in what do you call in the nakshatras, that is something you have to pay attention to. That's important. Okay. So for example, the, if somebody has a moon in Aries, here this is Aries, and within Aries one part is Ashwini and the other part is Bharani. There are three different kinds of nakshatras in almost every sign. So 13 degrees 20 minutes is Ashwini, 13 degrees 20 minutes is Bharani, and then 3 degrees 20 minutes is Kritika. Like this. Oh, actually, if we go down, we can see that. So Ashwini is one, Bharani is the other, and 1/4 of Kritika is part of Aries sign. Okay, just a second. Let me check something. Just a second. Yeah, okay. I'm back. So this is, even though the same sign, Ashwini, Bharani, and Kritika, even though they can be in the same sign, which is Aries, it's possible that the amount of compatibility between them may be less or more compared to each other. Okay, it's possible that Ashwini may be more compatible with Bharani and less with Kritika. Okay, another thing which is possible is, look at this, Kritika, or let's say Mrigashira. Look at Mrigashira because the division is very clear in this case. This is Taurus and this is Gemini. Now, Mrigashira is in Taurus as well as Gemini, and it's equally distributed between the two signs. Okay, here. Now, so two people can have same nakshatra but different signs. That is also possible. So on some level, there'll be extremely similar to each other, but also one may be more earthy and the other may be more airy. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So I'm still waiting for some people to join and also for the sample charts. So let me see if I received them. One of them is driving, and let me see, do I have any message requests? The thing is, when you're in a group chat and the conversation goes for a long time, uh, what happens is you lose track of who's saying what and why there are so many charts. Like, there's too many charts in the group chat. Okay, okay. It's usually better to do it with this with an example, because I can talk all day about nakshatras, but theory is not going to click or make sense the same way that what do you call same way as an example would, because you will have something to relate with, your own personal experiences. Because even though a lot of people uh, don't like to consider astrology an empirical subject, the reality is astrology is pointless if it's not resonating in real life, because it's a subject that exists for thousands of years, and we usually go to subjects like astrology to seek clarity, especially when that clarity is missing in the other areas of life. For example, a lot of people who are suffering in their career, they will go to an astrologer to seek clarity or information. A lot of people who maybe have tried a lot of other ways of maybe finding a soulmate or finding a job or finding or improving their existing relationship, and they go to astrologer after trying on their own. So usually astrology is last resort and pretty much like the last hope before you give up for many people. It's never, I would not say never, but rarely is it the first point of, contact. Like, rarely astrology is the first point of, hello, Black Fox. So rarely astrology is the first point of, like trying to fix a situation. Okay? But nowadays, it's a good thing that a lot of psychiatrists or psychologists are also exploring astrology. They're exploring tarot. They're exploring astrology. They're exploring what do you call it? Like intuition. They are themselves, uh, you know, trying to understand or use intuition more in their practice. And you will see a lot of people who are in therapy or life coaching business, they will validate astrology or use it themselves. So if so many people are getting drawn towards it, it should be reliable. And we must persevere to stick to, or as much as possible, apply um, concepts or techniques which are reliable, because that should be encouraged. One should be able to rely on a particular subject, um, on a particular modality. If it's not reliable, then it's, it will give rise to all sorts of wrong things, and I don't want to get into details with that, but I hope this is making sense. So I will explain the 8 steps. There are 8 steps of 8 steps of analyzing moon synastry, and this has to be done with tropical placements. Only if you do it based on tropical, then it's more accurate. So if anyone wants to volunteer their chart, you can either give me your details in the comments, or if you are in my Facebook, then you can DM me the charts. Oh, I just got to I just got a response from somebody. Uh, Let me note down the moon sign. It's 27 degrees of Gemini. So 27 degrees of Gemini. So we will not write the names of people. We'll just write their placement. So degrees, 27 degrees, and 27 degrees and 4 minutes. 4 minutes. 4 minutes of Gemini. Okay, and we'll look at the groom. They're not bride and groom right now. They've been married for a while, but because we don't want to like maintain their privacy, we don't want to like use their full name, we'll just address them as bride and groom. Okay, and this doesn't like mean they're newly married or something. It's just to differentiate that one is a husband and the other is a wife. Okay. Okay, the second chart is, okay, so husband's chart moon is at 20, I'll have to zoom this, it's so hard to, 26 degrees 29, 26 degrees 29 minutes, so 26 degrees 29, 6 degrees 9 minutes of Capricorn. This is really interesting. Okay, this is really interesting. So this is the information I've got, and I will do the analysis, and whoever, I hope you're there here in the chat, because it will be nice if you can give a live responses to the analysis. Okay, let me make sure that. Okay, hi, welcome. Let's begin. So first things first, there are all the parameters. I'm going to write them here. So there are 8 levels, as I said. The first is the spiritual compatibility. Second is mutual control. See, no no couple has like any exceptions when it comes to these things. Like um, all these parameters are analyzed for all kinds of couples. Okay, so it's not like anyone in particular. Okay, next is spiritual compatibility, mutual control, and luck. Uh, Through friendship and union. This is another parameter. Number 4 is yoni, so sexual compatibility. Number 5 is rulers, friendship based on rulers of the zodiac. Number 6, number 6. What is number 6? Yeah, behavioral behavior, but then behavior wise, and then there is number 7 is love, and number 8 is wealthy. Sometimes what happens is, after marriage, a couple can one of the two parties, like in a couple, can face some kind of health related issues, and that also has to be seen from this particular system. Okay, so now let's note some of the things that we already know, and I'll note them here. Okay, so signs is something we'll note first. So we'll note for the guy first. So groom is Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. Capricorn ruled by Saturn, and nakshatra, it's most likely 26 degrees, it says, right? 26 degrees. It is Shravana nakshatra, and so Capricorn ruled by Saturn, Shravana nakshatra. And let me see the yoni. Let me note down the yoni from somewhere. So Shravana. Shravana. Shravana is a monkey. Okay, good. Shravana is a monkey. What else is there? Maybe Tara, something we'll have to count. We will count it at the end. This is something we're going to do last. So, and behavior ruled by Saturn. Okay, noted. Capricorn ruled by Saturn, Shravana nakshatra. Let's write down the Vaishya, as in the merchant. Point number 1 for point number 1. So point number 1 is uh, point number 1 is going to be there are merchants or Vaishya, and it has point number 2 mutual control. It's at the later half, so it's a water, it's a aquatic sign. Number 3 we have to count. Number 4 is Yoni, that is monkey. Number 5 is ruled by Saturn. Then number 6, behavior. Number 6, that's Gana. Let me try to remember what the Gana was. Different types of Gana. So what is Shravana? Shravana. It's Deva. So Shravana Deva. So pious. You can say pious. Um, and number seven, it's the that's something we have to count in comparison to each other. And okay, number eight is also something we have to count. Hold on. I think I have a snake here somewhere, which will help me count. So Mula, Mula, Purvashara, Uttarashara, and then Shravana. So it's Antya. So Antya is like the tail of serpent, and it okay, Capricorn or Shravana Nakshatra. Okay, so let me place him here next to the points. Or this one a little lower. Okay, I think this is better. Now I'll write for her. Bride, and her sign is Gemini. Did I get the Gemini part right? Let me just be sure. Yeah, her moon is Gemini. I distinctly remember them telling me that they're a Scorpio. No, no, that's fine. So Gemini and what nakshatra? It's most likely Punarvasu. How many? It's 27 degrees, 4 minutes. Yeah, this is Punarvasu nakshatra. Okay. Now in this one, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8 points in total. Gemini is a Shudra, or you can say artist, a service, and number two, Gemini is human or biped. Number three, we have to count. Number four, what was Punarvasu? It's cat yoni. Number five, it's ruled by Mercury. Number six, so one, two, three, four, five, Madhya. Oh, wait, why am I counting that? That's not correct. Oh, this is also Deva. That's really good. Deva is pious. Pious one doesn't have to be always religious people, okay? And this is also we have to count. And this is Madhya. Madhya is like middle of serpent. And I will explain the qualities a little bit, okay? So now I'm going to just use this like a reference and tell you how they relate with each other, okay? So this is the main let me make it bold. Okay, so when it comes to spiritual compatibility, it's mainly based on the four kinds of professional uh, pillars. They are called the pillars. They are not a hierarchy, even though a lot of YouTube videos would want you to believe that they are hierarchy. They're not. There are four pillars of society, and these pillars are based on what contribution each of these pillars makes. So one of them is Brahmin. Brahmin is like the priest, the scholar, everybody who controls and cares about like acquiring and spreading of knowledge. Then the other one is Kshatriya or warrior. Warrior is about protecting. They care about protecting their subjects, their citizens, or anything that they care about. So their top emotion is protection, wanting to protect something. Okay. Then the next are Vaishya and Shudra. So Vaishya is everybody who's into trading and being a merchant, doing business, buying and selling, those things. So these are all pillars of society. They're in no way like a upper or lower class or upper or lower caste or something like that. They're pillars of society, okay? They're pillars of society. Then you have also Shudra. Shudra are what? Shudra is everybody who serves the other, everybody who looks after other, everybody who contributes something, either in the form of service or in the form of entertainment or in the form of support in another person's life. For example, actors and actresses, they are a kind of Shudra. Actors and actresses are like a Shudra because they entertain masses. Okay, and anybody who's like a craftsman, like a designer who are very good at designing things like shoes, clothes, they're Shudra. Okay, or anybody who works in the hospitality or service industry, they're also Shudra because they're serving other people. Without them, the society will be dysfunctional. So that's why they are pillars of society. Okay, remember that. And a lot of spiritual compatibility is actually based on that. Why? Because your value system is mainly based on this. But during moon analysis, these categories are based on the moon sign. So if the moon sign is an earth sign, like this one here is an earth sign, you will see that Vaishya is about contributing to the society by bringing in money, by increasing the economic status of the kingdom. And similarly, Shudra, they contribute to the society by being of service. So are they compatible? Of course they are, because they get 1 point here. They're compatible with this 1 point, and the maximum allotted point for this particular segment is 1. These points that I mentioned here, they're not just serial numbers, but they're also the highest allotted points to this particular system. Okay, and in this case the couple gets 1 point. Now, aquatic and human, in this particular stage, between aquatic and human, we'll have to see how do they interact with each other, and when it comes to mutual control, who is having more control over the other. And even though it can be a touchy subject for many people, but this is an important thing to analyze in a relationship, because sometimes it is important for a man to be able to rely on his woman, or or vice versa. And it depends solely on the role that they play in society or in life, and that is based on their moon sign. So our bride here, she's human and he's aquatic. She doesn't have a lot of control over aquatic, and at the same time, she So she doesn't have a lot of control in this case, but at the same time there is no like domination, complete domination, which will give 0 points. So they get, out of 2 they get just 1 point. So that's not bad, it's 50%. Now this part is something we have to count. So she's Punarvasu, he's Shravana. We have to go down on this chart, which is the nakshatra chart, and we have to count. So this particular design is not made by me. It goes in this direction. Even though normal charts, they go in this direction. Okay, so please bear with me. Remember, I'm just gonna keep the arrow here, so there is a clarity that it's going in this direction. Okay. Okay. So this is the direction you have to count. Back to black, or maybe let's just keep rainbow. Okay. So he is a Shravana. So Shravana is here. This is Shravana. And that's a Capricorn. You can see, right? It's still Capricorn. Now we have to count in the forward direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 minus 9, this is the formula, and 4. So okay, this is good. From his point of view, she is being a benefit, you can say. Her moon is being a benefit for him, and the name of this particular is Shema. Shema. Well, let me write it down. Let me let me write it down. So she is becoming Shema in this particular system, which is a good kind of star. So this is called Tara. This particular exercise is called Tara, and there are 9 kinds of Tara. In that, this is one of the good ones. Okay, but now we also have to count from her point of view. And let me tell you this, okay? In over 70% of cases, even in the best of marriages, the taras don't match, and that is okay, that is normal. Okay, now let's count from her point of view. Let's take gold for her, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So he's 16. So let's do that here. 16 minus 9, it's what, 7? So from her point of view, his Tara is becoming Naidhan. So it's not becoming that favorable, but that's okay. Like I said, 70% of the cases, Tara doesn't match between partners, and that's extremely normal. So, okay, let me write it here. She is becoming what for him? Shravana is Naidhan. I'm gonna highlight this in red if that option is there. And from and she is becoming Shema. She's being favorable to the partner. Okay, so there is luck. How much luck is there in this partnership? How much luck do you see in this partnership? There's 1.5 out of 3. So 1.5. Okay, so bare minimum, see, we need 18, okay, to be able to have a good match. So far, so we got 1, 1, 1.5. Now monkey and cat. Monkey, is monkey and cat compatible with each other? They're very similar. They're both omnivores, but one of them is a wild and the other one is semi-wild. And there is a mathematics for this particular one. There is a formula for this particular one, and I will just paste it here. It's from an app called Cosmic Insights. And let me paste it here so you can see it. If you can see on this app, oh, it turned out to be bigger than I imagined. On this particular app design is a cat compatible with a monkey. Let's see from a monkey's point of view, like monkey, where's the cat in this? This is the cat, and this is the monkey. Oh, there are 2 points. 2 points is good. This says that there is a good enough sexual compatibility between these guys. Okay, so there is spiritual compatibility. There is okay control. Like nobody is actually controlling each other. That is good. And then there is a little bit luck, and there is sexual compatibility. Okay. Now the rulers, they're friends actually. These rulers, they're friends with each other. This is from the friendship scheme. You will find this in Al-Biruni's Elements of Astrology. If you look at that, you will see that Mercury and Saturn are good friends. So automatically they get 4 points. So there is a lot of wow. They're very similar. Like there is a lot of friendship in this relationship, and because of that, it's like being with your best friend. If you agree, you can share it, and even if you don't, that's also something you should share because it's like a feedback for me. Okay, and so they have a really good friendship, and 4 out of 5 is the points that they got. Now they're both the same. What do you call behavior? Number 6 is behavior, right? See here, number 6 is behavior, and behavior both are pious. But let's say these people are not religious. Let's just assume that they are not religious. Then how do these people behave? Their behavior is extremely like gentle, refined. Like what would you call a gentleman? Like that. They're usually well behaved with other people and with each other. That makes a really good compatibility, and they get full 6 points for this because their behavior is extremely compatible with each other. Okay, and how much did I say we need for like passing marks, like whether this couple should marry? It's 18. Okay. um okay, sorry. Sorry about the fast movements because I'm using a different mic, a different mouse. Now here is something we have to count. So from Capricorn, Gemini is 6th house. So no, from Gemini, Capricorn is 8th house, and from Capricorn, Gemini is 6th house. So there is a possibility that one of the partners has a lifelong health concern. Okay, it could be a health concern, or it could be just some kind of symptom that they deal with. They have to like manage like throughout the life. Oh, we got a response. MM says that he is my best friend. That's awesome. And this like because of the, and they probably, one of the party, like can't say which one of them, but one of the party probably did have a health problem since before they were married, and basically it just it just lingers, it's just there. And due to the other factors, you can see that there will be a good relationship, but this does cause a lot of strain. You can say strain um, in the family life. I wouldn't say between the couple. It doesn't have to be, the strain doesn't have to be between the partners, but sometimes when one of your partners is extremely sick all the time, or going through financial issues frequently. These are examples, these are not predictions, by the way. So illness or financial issues which are like on and on for many years, then the other partner is obviously going to be concerned, right? Or stressed or worried about them. So that kind of strain is a part of this relationship, and that's why this particular parameter, they're getting 0. Okay. And now this will be a deciding factor as a result, because the nadis are are extremely important. So now I'll give you what the nadis are. Let's say this is a person, this is them, their spine, this is them sitting in a position. Okay. And I'm just going to use the gold pen or maybe this pen. Okay. And draw dots where we should be having chakras. So this is one chakra, this is second, third, fourth, 1, 2, 3, Muladhar, Swadhisthana, Manipur. Okay, this is 5th, 6th, and 7th. These are all chakras that we all have. And then we have these nadis. Okay, I'll just use one color. Left side is ruled by moon, and the right side is ruled by the sun. And the middle one is ruled by the south node. Okay, south node. Now this nadi, the same nadi, is also represented in the form of a snake which goes like this. Okay, and you said nakshatras on this, like 1, 2, 3, and each one, they signify a particular kind of dosha. So the middle one, the madhya nadi, which our bride has, the Gemini moon has, madhya nadi is ruled by pitta. Pitta dosha is in fiery. They are a fiery person. And he is ruled by Antya. Antya is what? Antya is ruled by water. So water and fire. So that means they're both not being the same elements. They are different elements, and therefore there is a balance. Because if they are same element, then the dosha is not a good dosha. Is like a everybody has some of the other weakness in their body, and this is 8 full points. They get full 8 points for this. So they are, so these are like contradictory things happening here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 15 is 24.5. So they should be getting 18 points, but they got 24 points. So this is a really good match because they got 24 points. I hope it makes sense. This was just one example. So yeah, if this couple comes to me and says like, we want to get married, should we? Of course I'll say yes, because 24 points. Yeah. Does anyone else also want to like look at their own synastry from the moon sign compatibility? Yeah. says we have an amazing marriage. Yeah, 24 is pretty good. 18 is just 18 points is enough to say yes to a marriage, but the 24 is really high point. So this is how you do moon sign compatibility. You get to, yeah, my pleasure. You get to come to know on what's your like even spiritual. Look at the spiritual one also. They're different. The spiritual expressions are different. He's a merchant and she's a what do you call it? Like an like person who is more airy, and they are compatible. They get full 1 point. So even the spiritual expression is different. They are still like they are able to get along on a spiritual level as well. And main thing is the last one. This is the most important point, because if they accidentally, if due to this last factor, if they increase the dosha in each other's body, then that leads to a lot of imbalance in personal life, and that can extend to work life, like bad performance in your work life. So this is why they say when you get married, your luck gets activated, because your partner can activate your luck, or maybe also bad luck in some cases. Yes, talks to a lot, God a lot, and he's not really into that, and that's okay, because mm is functions from a perspective of being able to contribute in some way or form in this family. And I think mm's husband is more methodical, more methodical, structured, a little bit calculated. I don't say calculated in a bad way, because sometimes that's necessary, right? Calculated in the sense being organized, or maybe compartmentalizing, how he wants to function in the society, and what's a priority, what's not a priority about those things. I hope like this gave you a little bit insight into how synastry is done in Vedic astrology. And if let me quickly just check my Facebook if someone has offered their chart. If nobody else has offered their chart, I we can just never mind. Replied as you were. Okay. Okay. Nobody has replied with their chart, so yeah, we can end this today. He's serious and I'm social. Yeah, he's definitely serious. He's a Saturn moon. He's ruled by Saturn. You're a Mercury. You're like Mercury, social butterfly, Punarvasu. Okay, let me explain a little bit about Punarvasu. Okay, uh, if you break apart the word, let me clean this up a little bit, because I do write over things a lot. So let me just make it clean for you to be able to see clearly. If you break apart the words Punar and Vasu, it's like after you lose everything and you re-establish, like Punar Vasu. Vasu means to re-establish, like to re-establish something like from the beginning, like a new beginning. To to the process of rehabilitation or something like that. That is what Punarvasu is. And you can't be really serious when doing that, because that requires a lot of mental, psychological flexibility to be able to re-establish yourself into maybe a new environment, new country, anything, or new life. It's like after, sometimes after harvesting, you burn the field, and after the ashes, the regeneration of new crop, a new life, a new plant. That is what Punarvasu, the name Punarvasu signifies, and that's her nakshatra. Oh, thank you so much for the compliment. Oh, I can't type here in my streaming software. says that you're a lot better than anyone who has read our charts. Yeah, I hope like this was deep and insightful and not like just the surface level stuff, because that's what I want to offer. I teach these things, I train other people to be professional astrologers. Um, so if you feel like, somebody's saying something too bizarre and it's not making sense and it's not uh, resonating with you, you can always ask me and I will clarify that for you. Okay? Okay, then I will let you know a little more in advance next time we're doing a live session, so that everybody gets a chance to prepare and be ready with a chart, etc. For now, let's just end it here because we don't have any more Synastry charts. So next time, maybe more people will participate and we'll have a longer session. Okay. Hope you have a good day and bye bye.